The design is using 5 inputs and a 4 8-bit decoder and one 2 to 4-bit decoder. And the first uh, 3 least significant bits are used to the A, B, and C of each decoder. And for the 1 or 2 to 4-bit decoder, the A and B serves as the D and E inputs and the enable for the enable output switch. For the output of the 2 to 4-bit decoder, the Y0 goes to the first decoder and the second, third, and fourth output to the second, third, and fourth decoder. So this 2 to 4-bit decoder determines which 8-bit decoder is functioning. So if 00 for E and D, the Y0 is 1. So the first decoder functions. And if D is 1, the Y1 functions or the second decoder. So that's it. And let's try the output. The first output should be Y0 high and the rest low. And this is in order. And let's try the binary number 1. So Y1 will have an output of high and 102 and 1143 and 10044, 10145 and 11046 and 11147 and 10048, 9 and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now the A is 1, so that is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. This is a 32-bit decoder using these two 16-bit decoder and one 1-bit decoder. This is the same with the task 1, but instead of using D and E for this decoder, I used the E for the input of A. And since there are only two 16-bit decoder, Y0 and Y1 will determine which of these will function. So testing the inputs. So all 0, that is Y0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, there's something wrong in my decoder back then. So there was an error and I think it was a glitch in the logically side because the wire was missing, and whenever I click on it, it doesn't respond anything. So let's assume Y14 is on and then Y15. Next is the Y16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28, 29, 30. The same happens with Y14. And let's assume Y30 is high and Y31. Let's test the task 3 uh, 74138 IC in active low in logically. So as you can see, E1 and E2 are inverted, so I used uh, inverter logic 8. And then this is the opposite. The outputs are the opposite of an active high. So if we used AND before, I used NAND in active low. And let's try these inputs. Let's try E1 as high. All outputs should be in high, whatever the value of the A inputs. The same with E2, all outputs should be high, and also if the E3 is low, all outputs should be in high. Let's try the bottom part where Y0 is low and the inputs are low, low, high, and low, low, low. So after that, let's try A0 as high and it will produce an output of Y1 equal to low. Y1 is now equal to low, and also uh, A1 is high, Y2 is low, and A0 and A1 is high, Y3 is low. And the next is A2 is high, Y4 is low, and A0, A2 high, Y5 is low, A1, A2 is high, Y6 is low, and all inputs in A are high, the Y7 is low. This is the design for the 74S154 in Logic D, and using G1 and G2 as enable output, and using AND gate and 16 NAND gates with 5 inputs. Let's check if the output is the same in the function table and the logic key. First, in all inputs are low, Y0 is low, and if A is high, Y1 is Y1 is low, and if B is high, Y2 is low, and A and B is high, Y3 is low, and C is high, Y4 is low, and C and A is high, Y5 is low, C and B is high, Y6 is low, C, B, and A is high, Y7 is low, D is high, Y8 is low, D and A is high, Y9 is low, D and B is high, Y10 is low, D, B, and A is high, Y11 is low, D, C is high, Y12 is low, B, C, A is high, Y13 is low, D, C, B is high, Y14 is low, and all inputs high, Y15 is low. The demonstration for task 3, this is the 74138 IC in Tinkercad, and these three slide switches represents the E, E1, E2, and E3, and this slide switch represents the A0, A1, and A2. I use the inverter, a triple AND gate, and NAND gates, 4 NAND gates. These NAND gates are 4 input, and each gate can use to power uh, 2 light bulbs. And if we try to simulate if all enable outputs are low, all outputs should be high, and if we try E2 and E1, it will not affect the output. But let's try E3 in high, so the Y0 is now low, and let's try these inputs, the 0, 0, 1, that is Y1 equal to low, and 0, 1, 0, Y2 is low, 0, 1, 1, Y3 is low, 1, 0, 0, Y4 is low, 1, 0, 1, Y5 is low, 1, 1, 0, Y6 is low, and 1, 1, 1, Y7 is low. This is my simulation of 74154 IC in Tinkercad as a prototype. So these two switches are my enabled output, and these four are my A0 to A3. And let's try the inputs, and when the enabled switches are low and all A inputs are low, Y sub 0 is low because this is an active low IC. So let's try one now. Y1 is low, and 2, Y2 is low, and 3, Y3 is low. And let's try 4. Y4 is low, and 5, Y5 is low, and 6, Y6 is low, and 7, Y7 is low, and for 8, Y8 is low, for 9, Y9 is low, for 10, Y10 is low, for 11, Y11 is low, for 12, Y12 is low, for 13, Y13 is low, for 14, Y14 is low, and for Y15, 15Y15 is low. And if we try to switch on this enabled output or G, will turn on all the light bulbs to high, the same way the other switches. And that's it for 74154 IC.